In 2004, satisfaction with the way democracy was working in South Africa was above 60%. In the Northwest, it was even higher. However, in 2017, satisfaction with democracy in the Northwest was only 14%. Nationally, it was slightly higher, but still very low at 23%.
On the face of it, it's obviously quite a shocking statistic, one which we felt we needed to test on the streets of Johannesburg. Let's see what we can get. Hi ma'am, do you mind if we chat to you quickly? Just one simple question. Are you satisfied with how democracy is working in South Africa?
No, I'm not satisfied.
Why do you say that?
Because there's no democracy in South Africa. Democracy in South Africa is for people from outside. There's no jobs, there's no electricity, there's no water, there's no houses for people in South Africa. Those people who are supposed to be the one who get democracy, who were fighting for this country in June 16, but they don't get democracy anymore. Democracy is for our people, it's for only our parliament and their children and their families, not for our poor.
Thank you very much. Going to see if we can get another one here quickly. Gents, can we ask you a question quickly? I want to ask, do you feel democracy is working in South Africa? Are you satisfied with democracy?
Actually, no, I'm not satisfied with democracy here in South Africa.
Why? What's
the reason being, it's because if you can check nowadays, most of the people, like let's say the foreigners people, they get jobs more than us South Africans. And if you can check, most of the black people, they stay in the shacks. For an example, Alexander, they stay in shacks and they are like they are looking towards to get RDP houses. The government is still like failing to provide for them. So that's why I'm saying South Africa is not a democratic country.
So you feel South Africa is a democracy in name only?
Yeah, it's in name only, actually.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
See if we can get one more. Hi, sir. Can we chat to you quickly?
Yes.
Okay. Do you believe that democracy is working in South Africa? Are you satisfied with our democracy?
No, I'm not satisfied with democracy because of whatever they do it for themselves. Most especially our government, our leadership. They do for themselves. They don't do for us. We are not benefit in terms of democracy. It's where that I see that I'm even myself. I didn't eat democracy for more than 24 years or 22 years. So that's the way. So they do believe themselves, and everything that they get for their family. They don't get for us. That's what I'm saying. I'm not satisfied with that democracy.
So democracy is not working for the majority of South Africans?
No, it's not working. It's working for individual. Not all of South Africans that they can be happy with the democracy. So for those who say that the democracy is working for them, it's them who eat the money at the end of the day.
We also decided to cast the net a little wider to Limpopo and the Northwest.
I don't feel democracy has failed me. In fact, I'm a beneficiary of democracy. I was born 2 years prior to the dawn of democracy, and I think I've benefited immensely. I went to school. There are services in my community. There are a lot of things happening. There is movement. There are glimpses of how we are going to benefit as a society.
No, my brother, I'm not happy about democracy. There's no democracy actually in South Africa. White domination is still up. Our black people are still struggling. Democracy maybe benefits only people who are in higher positions. So I'm not happy at all.
They forget these democratic people who the land was taken and expropriated without compensation from the blacks. Do you call democracy what is happening now? Huh? They must think twice.
Gordon says the so-called born-free generation, South Africans born after 1994, are a similarly disgruntled segment.
In 2017, only 20% of that group felt that the country was going in the right direction. This shows a growing sense of unhappiness with the functioning of our democracy and the status quo in South Africa.
Further data from the Human Sciences Research Council shows that trust in local and national government fell significantly over the past 9 years. Gordon says trust lost is not easily gained again. Michael Appel, Johannesburg.
The Financial Planning Institute has appointed an independent forensic investigation company to look into allegations of mismanagement and fraud. The FPI is South Africa's professional body for financial planners. Major exam fraud was uncovered at the institution last year, which led to the prosecution of some of its staff members. The FPI says placing its CEO on leave will hopefully help resolve the matter speedily.
We've opened up our books and gave him the information that we have at hand. For our members' sakes, for his sake, for the organization's sake, it's obviously important to get to the bottom of this as quickly as possible.
The Financial Sector Conduct Authority has now instructed the FPI to suspend regulatory exams while it conducts an investigation. The FSCA is the market conduct regulator for certain types of South African financial institutions. It says people who had written the Financial Planning Institute's exam in the past would not be impacted by the developments, except for those implicated in alleged irregularities.
We haven't given ourselves a time limit to this. What the target that we have is to get to the bottom of it firstly, and make sure we uncover as much of any possible rot as there may be in the office. So we wouldn't like to put a time frame on it. We just want to make sure that we get as much information about the rights or wrongs or anybody who might be implicated in the business.
Regulatory exam body Moonstone will now take responsibility for all examinations. Industry insiders insist that there will be no disruptions to exams. However, the reputation of the Financial Planning Institute will be harmed because of yet another scandal. John Bailey, Pretoria.